I got the bug for movies before I was 10 years old. And so even when I was 7 and 8, I would go to the theater on Saturdays and hang out and watch all the adventure movies. And I liked, in particular, things like Captain Blood and anything that had a lot of action, spy movies, pirate movies, adventure stuff.
In Fargo, North Dakota, at a carnival I met the latest race. He was in a cage, but he ain't nobody's pet. He's a wolf boy. He's just a wolf boy. He's got them pointed ears and a banana snout, and I heard his tiny cries. His furry little body shook. Then I looked him in the eyes. I saw that wolf boy.
So it's really all Stephen W. Terrell's fault. When I first moved to Santa Fe in 1979, 1980, I would go every Sunday night to the Forge down at the Inn of the Governors where Stephen W. Terrell was playing. And he had a regular crowd there, would pack the place every Sunday night. And I met many cool people there, one of whom was Jon Bowman. So that's where I first met Jon. And Jon was the movie guy. That's how I thought of him for a long time. He knew everything about movies even then. You know, you could talk to him about a new movie that had just come out last week, or a movie that was going to come out in 6 months. Movies that were made in Santa Fe. He knew all the history of the film and stuff in Santa Fe, and he could talk to you about your favorite movie from last year, or 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, or the first silent film that ever came out. Just an encyclopedic knowledge of movies. He was writing for Pasatiempo, and he was writing for the Santa Fe Reporter and for various magazines. His articles about various aspects of film and the film industry would show up everywhere. Later, I know he founded the Santa Fe Film Festival and became the first director of that, running that for many years. I don't think there would be a film scene in Santa Fe or northern New Mexico if not for the existence of Jon Bowman. If he wasn't starting things, he was taking them over, he was keeping them going, involved in every aspect of film production, film distribution, film exhibition. There was always Jon Bowman wherever you looked, and movies were involved.
And there are a lot of people who have seen a lot of film, who appreciate film, who understand film, who recall film. He does all of that as well as anyone, but then he takes it to another level of just his personality and his accessibility, and he has no air about him, and he's happy to share his understanding of film with anyone who would care to learn about it.
Jon is part of this community in a way I don't think anyone else can be. His depth of knowledge of film, his depth of working in the secondary market like we do in the screening of films. There's no one else in New Mexico that has Jon's breadth of knowledge, his awareness of what goes on. He throws out stuff that it's almost like he'll tell you who the best grip was on a movie that was filmed in 1930 in Socorro, New Mexico, and you're like, how do you even know that? But Jon just has all that knowledge. He knows all the players. He knows who's played in the town. He knows what was produced or shown here. And if you got a question about a film, he's the guy to go to. And I think that's huge. Whenever I run into people who say, oh, I've known Jon for years, and that's the big thing. He's a very warm-hearted individual. He's open. He cares about what goes on, and he just wants people to explore and enjoy something that he's enjoyed since his youth.
Which brings me to the Jean Cocteau cinema. And that one is Jon's fault too. I'll have to blame him on that. I get a lot of credit here for bringing the Jean Cocteau back, and I'm very proud of the part I played in that. But it never would have happened without Jon Bowman. I mean, what happened was, of course, Translux closed the Cocteau in 2006, breaking my heart and breaking the heart of everybody who loved that theater. And then it went dark. And it sat there. It was a film museum, but I never saw any exhibits. It never seemed to be open. The tenants moved out of the building. The building became more and more down. Sign went up under the Cocteau marquee for sale or lease. And I would drive past it, and I would always think, someone should reopen that theater. I thought, hey, maybe I could reopen that theater. But what did I know about running theaters? I knew nothing about running theaters. So I called up Jon Bowman, and we went out to lunch at Maria's. And I sat down and I said, John, you may think I'm crazy, but I had this idea of buying the Jean Cocteau and reopening it. I mean, what do you know about that theater? And you think I could go? You think I should do it? And I don't have time to run it. I'm trying to write these books. I got Hollywood deals. I got a lot of stuff going on. Who could possibly run the Jean Cocteau for me? You know everybody in the movie scene in Santa Fe. Do you have any recommendations here for me? Could you give me a list? And John set the hook. Evil thing for him to do, I know. Evil thing for him to do. But he convinced me that my crazy idea maybe wasn't so crazy, that Santa Fe would like to have the Jean Cocteau back, that it was a good idea. And then he said, when I asked him, well, who could run it? I'll need someone to run it. He said, I'll run it for you for a year or two. I'm leaving here in 6 months, so I could get going for you, and then you could find someone, And God help me, I believed him. So I bought the place, and that was in April of 2013, and we refurbished it, and John plunged right in. We got a new screen, we got new projection equipment. John selected all of that stuff because I didn't know one end of a lens from another end of the lens, and he was talking to me all about throw distances and brightness and projections and this type of screen and that type of screen and how big we could go, and he made all of those calls, and we got our nifty new theater set up, and we reopened in August of 2013, and now here we are. It's November, and I think John is actually going to Kentucky. I'm not sure I believe it yet, because he's Jon Bowman, and he is film in Santa Fe. He is still, and I think always will be, the movie guy. And if he does ever go to Kentucky, it's Kentucky's gain, and it's going to be a terrible loss for the land of enchantment, because what are we going to do without our movie guy?
John, in this community, he plays a large part. He knows a lot of people know him, and I think he'll be missed, like, really bad, so.
Hey, Jon Bowman, Marcel Cady from the film festival a zillion years ago. I can't believe you're really going to retire this time. All the best to you. Santa Fe will miss you. The film community will miss you. But maybe you'll pop up yet again. Hope so.
John, the years you've been with us at the Jean Cocteau have been amazing. We could have never done it without you, man. We're going to miss you, buddy.
Hey, John, good luck, man. Nice having known you. So be cool, bro. Bye.
Jon Bowman, happy trails. See you in the movies.
I'm going to miss your boyish charm, your knowledge, your fun, just your enthusiasm and all the great things you've had to say throughout the years.
Bye, John. It was a pleasure getting to work with you all of these years. I'm going to miss you, and I hope you have a wonderful next chapter of your life. Mwah!
Bye, John. Good luck on your travels.
Well, I don't know. We're going to miss you, John, and thanks for everything you've done. I mean, you're always so helpful.
Hey, John. Thanks for everything you've done. I've really enjoyed working with you. Good luck in the future.
I don't really like to say goodbye, but annyeong, John.
Bye, John. We'll miss you.
John, congratulations, and have a great time in Kentucky.
I met you once, then met you again. Didn't know who the fuck you were. Then we became friends.
So it's been great working with you, John. We'll miss you, man, and don't be a stranger.
You're now free range, John.
John, I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for changing my life forever and putting me on a whole new path that I didn't even know was before me.
He's helped make not only the Jean Cocteau, but the Santa Fe Film Festival, Pasa Tiempo. All of his contributions to the city are amazing. And he's done so much for all of us. He's done so much for me. So I don't know if I believe it even now. I think, he'll sit on that porch in Kentucky and he'll smoke his corncob pipe, but sooner or later he's going to get a craving for some green chili, and then our movie guy will be coming back. But we'll see. But in any case, thank you, Jon. Good luck to you, Jon. And whatever you do, you'll always be missed and remembered here in Santa Fe and at the Jean Cocteau Cinema.
Love you, Jon. We're gonna miss you.
But he's still alive, and now he's on the prowl. It's that wolf boy. It's a wolf boy. It's a wolf boy. It's that wolf boy.